Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Spark It Up Tuesdays here at Spark Business Consulting. So, in January, we're going to be launching another, or really just our second online slash live course called Rebuild Your Business. And we're going to be talking more about that in the next couple of weeks. But in January, there's a great course that we've been spending probably the last 6, 7, maybe even 8 months on to really reignite your business for 2021. But that's not what this is about. This Facebook Live is about a webinar that I put together last week as kind of a lead in to that course, um, a little bit separate. So this webinar I put together based off of all these conversations that I've been having with leads and prospects that find us, and I end up on a call or one of our deep dive calls where we spend 45 minutes to an hour really, getting intimate and digging into what's important to them and where they want their business to grow and what's wrong and what's right and all those things. And what I'm finding is a lot of these business owners either mostly have been working with a bookkeeper or an accountant, and they're just not getting enough out of it. And the reason why that is because they don't know what they should be getting out of it. So that's what this free webinar is about. And we are launching that this week. And it's 10 questions to ask when interviewing a bookkeeper or an accountant for your business. I know that's really long worded. There's really no other way to shorten that, to be honest with you, to get the point across. But there's the top 10 questions. And I think it's important. I think it's a really good webinar because, again, I'd say of the last 10 conversations I've had with prospects that have come through our door, so to speak, over half are coming from another firm, a bookkeeping firm, or a CPA or an accounting firm, and they're just kind of clueless. And certainly don't mean that in a negative way. They don't know what they don't know. So, and that's okay. That's why we have work. I say that all the time. This is why we have work, and we have a lot of work, thank God, because you shouldn't know that. As a business owner, you should be doing what you're doing, making what you're making, selling what you're selling, whatever it is you do. You can't be expected to know all these things. So this webinar, the 10 questions to ask when interviewing a bookkeeper or an accountant, will clue you in a little bit more of the things that you should be expecting. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them here on Facebook Live today. They are in the webinar, but one of the things is you're going to want to know the size of their team. And it's okay if it's just them by themselves in an office doing the work. That's okay, but there are limitations around that, and it really depends on what you want for your business. I would say that somebody like that is probably going to be lower cost, so that might be advantageous to you, but they're going to have lower bandwidth as well. So when emergencies come up, whether it's an IRS notice that comes in out of the blue, or you're refinancing your home or a loan or something like that, and you need financials immediately, you're at the behest of this person when they're sick or on vacation or not answering. So depending on how, I would say, how things go in your business, and if you have some fire drills that come up every once in a while, which the majority of our clients do, if you want to be able to reach someone right away, 5 days a week, and be able to get what you need, you might want to look for a slightly bigger firm than that, so you're not beholden to that one person. So that's one. And then the frequency of when you should be receiving information or hearing from this person, that's really between you and them. But in the webinar, we go over how that works and how it can work. So you're kind of armed with this information and know what you can ask. The last one I'm going to go over before I sign off for today, and this is a big one because this one's come up a lot lately, is that if you have been working with a bookkeeping or an accounting firm and you're looking to move for whatever reason, maybe you're looking to take it back in a house and you want to give it a shot yourself, or you have someone on your team that has great accounting acumen, and you want that data back, assuming that you've paid their invoices, that data does belong to you. So more often than not, I have heard that some firms tell them that they can't have the data, that it's theirs, and that is simply not true. Again, if you pay them their invoices, whatever your agreement was with them, that data is yours. Now, the software that they used to create that data doesn't belong to you. You have to go buy the software. So for example, if it's QuickBooks, they're not going to give you their QuickBooks, right? That's a software you have to go buy. But the backup of that, that's absolutely your data. And that's free for them. It's super simple. They're just creating a backup they can email you or share it in a Dropbox or send it in the mail on a thumb drive if that's what they want to do. But the data that's contained in that does belong to you. It's not just the PDF reports that you might get in an email. It's the data. So I know I have seen way too many times where I feel like some firms just don't want to let go, or they maybe take it personally that you might want to leave, and they're saying, nope, you can't have it. Completely untrue. And in the end, you'll get it anyway. They'll be reported to their licensees agencies, and they know they can't keep it, but just keep that in mind. So if you do work with a professional accounting firm or bookkeeping firm, the data they provide does belong to you. You can get it in the form, whatever form that is. You just have to pay for that. And that should be spelled out from the very beginning. So that's just a couple of tips. But again, there are 10 questions we want you to ask. So even if you're working with a firm that you really love, but you're just not quite sure if you're asking them the right questions or getting the right information, watch the webinar. We kind of hit all the bases there. All right, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great Tuesday.